at the Osho Commune International, Pune, India. Discourse number 14.
The first question. Please, Bhagwan, what is receptivity? Ananda Vandana. Receptivity is a state of no mind. When you are utterly empty of all thoughts, when consciousness has no content, when the mirror reflects nothing, it is receptivity. Receptivity is the door to the divine. Drop the mind and be. In the mind, you are miles away from being. The more you think, the less you are. The less you think, the more you are. And if it asserts itself in its totality. Receptivity simply means knowledge that you go there. Utterly useless. The mind means the past. Now the past is no more of any use. It has happened and it is never going to happen again. Because in reality, nothing ever repeats. Even when you think, feel that this is the same situation, it is never the same situation. Each morning is a new morning. And each morning, the sun that you encounter is the new sun. I'm not talking about the material sun. Go on carrying pictures of the past, you will not be able to see the new. Your eyes will be covered with your experiences, expectations. And those eyes will not be able to see that which confronts you. That's how we go on missing life. The past becomes a barrier, encloses you, entraps you into something that is no more. You become encapsulated in the dead. And the more you become experienced, more grown up, the cell around you of the dead experience goes on becoming thicker and thicker. More and more closed you become. All windows, all doors slowly are closed. Then you exist, but you exist alienated. You exist uprooted. Then you don't have a communion with life. You don't have a communion with the trees and the stars and the mountains. You can't have a communion because a great China wall of your past surrounds you. When I say become receptive, I mean become a child again. Remember Jesus, who goes on saying to his disciples, unless you are like small children, you will not be able to enter into my kingdom of God. What he is saying is exactly the meaning of receptivity. The child is receptive because he knows nothing. Not knowing anything, he is receptive. The old man is not receptive because he knows too much. Knowing too much, he is closed. He has to be reborn. He has to die to the past and become a child again. Not in the body, of course, but the consciousness should always be like a child. Not childish, remember, but like a child. Grown up, mature, but innocent. And that's how one learns. Learns the truth that is presented to you every moment of your life. Learns to know the guest which comes and knocks on your doors. Every moment, day in, day out, year in, year out. But you are so much surrounded by your own inner talk, by your own inner procession of thoughts, that you don't hear the knock. Do you hear the distant call of the cuckoo? Do you hear the birds chirping? This is receptivity. It is an existential state of silence, utter silence, no movement, nothing stirs, and yet you are not asleep, and yet you are alert, and yet you are absolutely aware. Where silence and awareness meet, mingle, and become one, there is receptivity. Receptivity is the most important religious quality. Become a child. Start Vandana functioning from the state of not knowing. And then silence will come on its own account. And great awareness. And then life is a benediction. The second question, Bhagwan, why are you so much against philosophy? Sudhir, philosophy means mind. Philosophy means thinking. Philosophy means going away from yourself. Philosophy is the art of losing yourself into thoughts, becoming identified with dreams. Hence I am against philosophy, because I am all for religion. You cannot be philosophic if you want to be religious. That is not possible. Religion is existential. Philosophy is intellectual. Philosophy is about and about. Religion is direct. Philosophy is thinking about things you don't know. Religion is a knowing, not thinking. Philosophy depends on doubt, because the more you can doubt, the more you can think. Doubt is the mother of thinking. Religion is trust. Because the more you trust, there is no need to think. Trust kills thinking. In trust, thinking commits suicide. And when there is no thinking, and trust pulsates in your being, in each pore of your being, trust permeates you, overwhelms you. You know what is. Philosophy tries to know but never knows. Religion never tries to know but knows. Philosophy is an exercise in futility, of futility. Yes, it talks about great things: freedom, love, God, meditation. But it only talks about. The philosopher never meditates. He talks about meditation. He spins and weaves theories, hypotheses, inferences about meditation. But he never tastes anything of meditation. He never meditates. Hegel, Kant, these are philosophers. Buddha, Kabir, these are not philosophers. Plato, Aristotle, these are philosophers. Heraclitus, Plotinus, these are not philosophers. Although in the books of philosophy, they are also called philosophers. They are not. To use the word philosopher for them is not right. Unless you change the whole meaning of the word. Aristotle and Heraclitus cannot be called philosophers in the same sense. If Aristotle is a philosopher, then Heraclitus is not. If Heraclitus is a philosopher, then Aristotle is not. I use a totally different word, philosia, instead of philosophy. Philosophy means, literally, linguistically, love for knowledge. Philosia means love for seeing, not only for knowledge. Knowledge is not enough for the real inquirer. He wants to see. He does not want to contemplate on God. He wants to encounter God. He wants to hold his hand in his own hands. He wants to hug and kiss God. He is not satisfied with the concept of God. How the concept can be of any help? When you are thirsty, you cannot be satisfied by the formula H2O. Howsoever right it is, that is not my concern. That is irrelevant. Right or wrong. The formula H2O cannot quench your thirst. you would like water. And whether you know about H2O or not does not matter. For millions of years, man has been drinking water without knowing anything about H2O, and it has been perfectly satisfying. Philosophy talks about water, religion drinks. Talking about food is utterly stupid. You will have to prepare food. You will have to eat. You will have to chew. You will have to digest. Unless food becomes blood and bones and marrow, just talking about it is not going to help. Hence, I am against philosophy. A woman was going to a doctor for a physical examination before her fourth marriage. During the course of her examination, the doctor was startled to discover that she was still a virgin. He demanded an explanation. How can this be? You are preparing for your fourth marriage and yet you are a virgin? My first husband, she replied, I married for love, but as we were leaving the church to go on our honeymoon, a tragic automobile accident occurred and he was killed. My second husband, she continued, I married for money. He was very old, and so nothing ever happened between us. My third husband, she said, was a great philosopher, and all he could ever do was sit on the edge of the bed and tell me how good it was going to be. Philosophy is pseudo-religion. A religion is true philosophy. Because religion leads you into the world of seeing, knowing, experiencing. Exactly in that sense, Pythagoras has coined the word philosophy. Sophie means Sophia. Philo means love. Love for the ultimate wisdom. That was the meaning given by the man who coined the word philosophy. He was Pythagoras. He had traveled all over the world. He has been to India. He had conferred with great mystics of the East. He had met seers, enlightened people. It was he who first coined the word. The original meaning is beautiful, but it got lost. When it fell into the hands of the Greeks, it started having a totally different meaning. Because the Greek mind is analytical, logical, rational. There are only two types of minds in the world: the Greek and the Hindu. The Greek mind is logical, the Hindu mind is illogical. The Greek mind is intellectual, the Hindu mind is intuitive. The Greek mind has given birth to philosophy and science. The Hindu mind has given birth to religion and poetry. The Greek and the Hindu exist in each person because each person has two minds in him. The brain is divided in two hemispheres. One is Greek, another is Hindu. The left side of your brain is Greek. The right side of your brain is Hindu. I am using the word Hindu and Greek metaphorically. Don't take it literally. Your left hand brain, left side brain, which is joined with your right hand, calculates, thinks, analyzes. Your right side brain, which is joined with your left hand, intuits, sings, loves. The religious person goes through an inner conversion from the Greek to the Hindu. He moves from the left hemisphere to the right hemisphere. All yoga and all other techniques of meditation are nothing but bridges to take you from the left hemisphere to the right hemisphere. Once you have reached into the right hemisphere, the world of poetry, the world of beauty, the world of love opens its doors. Then God is. No proof is needed. One simply feels. It is a feel. It is a feeling in the guts. One simply knows for no other reason. And once you are centered in the right hemisphere of your brain, you can use the left hemisphere also, but now it will function as a servant. And the left hemisphere is a good servant, but a bad master. I am all for religion, because as I have seen, life is far, far more than logic can comprehend. Life is so vast, and your capacity to think is so tiny. Life can be envisaged only through love, not through logic. You will have to melt into existence. You will have to dance with it, sing with it, dancing with the trees in the wind, singing with the river in the flood, having a communion with the clouds and the stars. You will know what God is, not by thinking about Him. The third question: Dear Bhagwan, I love you. In a sannyas magazine, you said that you are not a person. Then what are you? The question is from Prem Bindia. She is a small girl, 10 years old. Bindia, nobody is a person. Although everybody believes that he is a person, nobody can be a person because we are not separate. We are like waves in the ocean. No wave has a personality. Yes, it has a form, but it is not separate from the ocean. It is one with the ocean. You cannot separate it from the ocean. You cannot take the wave away from the ocean. It will disappear. It will not be a wave at all. It can be only a wave in the ocean, with the ocean. It is not separate. It is part of the dance of the ocean. It has no personality. Yes, it has a certain individuality because it is different from other waves. Unique it is. But it is not separate from the existence. And it is not separate from other waves either, because they are all joined together in one ocean. When I say I am not a person, Bindiya, I simply mean I am not separate from existence. I am one with the trees, and one with the rocks, and one with the earth, and one with the sky. I am a presence, not a person. And so are you. And so is everybody else. To believe in the person is to believe in the ego. And I can understand your question. This is how every child is being brought up for centuries. Your question is relevant. You say, I love you. But if you are not a person, then how can I love you? We have been told that we can love only persons. The truth is just the opposite. You cannot love the person. Persons can only fight. Persons can only be in conflict. Because wherever two egos are, there is conflict, a constant war. Sometimes hot, sometimes cold, but the war continues. Sometimes the warriors are tired, so they maintain a certain peace. Whenever they are again back and their energy is again there, they start fighting. You can see it happening with all kinds of lovers. A continuous fight. A kind of intimate enmity. Together and yet not together. Why this fight is there? Because of two egos. Two persons are there. And of course, each person wants to dominate. The ego is a deep desire to dominate. The ego is a deep desire that I am special, higher, bigger, greater than you. And both are trying to do the same. Conflict is necessary, inevitable. Love cannot exist in such a state. Love exists between two presences, not between two persons. Then there is no conflict. There is great harmony, melody. music, rhythm, when there are no more egos and both feel one with existence, they can be one with each other. Bindya, love is possible only when you disappear. I have disappeared, and my work here is now to help you to disappear too. You ask me, then what are you? I am not a person, I am a presence.